1, 2, 3, funky.
Thanks for watching another video everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I need to be changing the lower control arm on the Suzuki Swift. It was an advisory on the previous MOT. I think the ball joint within the lower control arm is starting to go. It's something that I have done previously, but I think it was on the other side. So that's on the cards for today, but it's freezing. I know I'm in a t-shirt, I know what you're thinking, but I just got out of the shower and I was quite hot. I'm not hot anymore, I'm freezing, and it's 2 degrees C. It started to try and snow. Yet I'm here giving you guys quality car content at 2 degrees C. Nearly freezing, try to snow. So please give us a thumbs up. Oh, and first things first, actually, I'm going to nip to Halfords. I need to get a jumper pack to jump the red EG off because it's very sentimental to me. I've been trying to keep it running and the cold killed it, so that's where we're going as well. I don't know what's going on there. Package acquired, boys, and I'll be testing out the GB20, that thing. The Noco Boost Sport, whatever they call it, it's a booster pack. But what is going on here? But it is literally trying but it is literally trying to snow, and I'm gonna go work on the car now. Wish me luck. What am I actually doing? It's comical. One thing I am excited to try is this. I've got a new nut buster, so I'm going to be busting all the nuts on the Mrs. Suzuki Swift. The first thing I need to do is jack it up, get the wheel nuts off, and just basically get to this side of the car to replace this. That's the way it sort of sits. This goes into the subframe, this goes into the subframe, this is like a bush, and that's the ball joint. That is, well, it's now the wheel's off. Obviously I've placed an axle stand underneath. I need to get to the bottom ball joint under here. There's a bolt that goes through where the ball joint connects to the strut. There's a bolt here that goes through the bush at the back that I showed you earlier on the arm itself, and a bolt here that goes through the second bush that joins to the subframe. So let's whip those off. So that's 1, 2, 3 just under there. Nuts. We've blasted all the nuts off. So now we've got those nuts off and whatever else, just need to pull them all out, pull this lower arm out, swap it for a new one over there. Job's a carrot. So that's 1 bolt out on the deck somewhere, probably lost it. Another bolt out there, you can see it there. And this one was a little bit troublesome, but as you can see, the ball joint is fully out now. There we go. So now I need to pull it out of that bush, then rotate it underneath the strut to pull it out, like this. He says confidently. Oh, there we go. I'm just making sure then that the drive shaft there, I don't know if you can see that. I'm just making sure that the drive shaft doesn't pop out of the box. So obviously this hasn't got anything sort of holding it in now. But that's the ball joint in question, and it's that has movement. You won't be able to see it on camera, but you can certainly hear it. But it's got a bit of movement up and down in the ball joint itself, which isn't safe, because if that goes, this lower arm here is what's holding this hub and indeed your wheel in situ. And that's when you see pictures of car wheels going through the arch, getting pushed against the bulkhead, firewall as you call it in the States. Yeah, not safe, especially if it happens at speed. Anyway, let's get the new one in. So just looking over these two, this is obviously the new shiny one, and it's a lot more robust than the old one. no doubt the ball joint's going to be exactly the sort of same diameter and stuff like that, but it's not got as much bracing on the back. It's just got this small plate here in the middle versus this, which has got quite a large plate going almost all the way to the end where the ball joint is. It's also got a little bit more sort of structure there. This I suppose is like pressed, so it's going to have a lot more rigidity in the shape, but it's got a bit of a press in there as well. But yeah, it's quite interesting. Slightly different designs. Anyway, let's throw it on.
A few moments later.
And that's it, the new arm is in, as you can see. Now, the order I did it in, I did try it a couple of different ways. First I tried that bush, because that one seems to be the logical one to put in, because it pivots up and down. But it's that one that you want to put in first, the one that pivots round. And the reason is that it's just very difficult to get the bolt through that, regardless of how much movement you have on the front bushing on the subframe. But yeah, so if you're doing this, put the back bushing in on the subframe first. Then you want to jack up the strut out of the way, and you do have to jack it up quite high, basically taking the weight of the car on the strut rather than your axle stand. And then get the front bushing. You need to get the lower arm quite high to get that front bushing and get that bolt through there. And then you can do the lower ball joint, as you can see there. Everything's nice and tight. Also, it helps if you move this trim out of the way that sort of protects the bottom pulley there for the fan belt. It helps if you move that so that you can get onto the bottom bushing there. This just wraps round. If I can just persuade it a little. Just wraps around the chassis like that. And it's just got little push pins that go in there, and there's one just underneath to the left of that one. And just going up into the chassis leg. So yeah, I'm just going to put that back now. And ready to throw the wheel back on. So I realised I didn't really record an ending to that particular video, and the reason being is that I didn't actually drive home the Swift that night. Now, it is the girlfriend's car, and at first I thought all it needed was a lower arm. And don't get me wrong, if it did just need a lower arm, then I would have completed that, thrown the wheel on, drove it home, let it down off the axle stand. But I left it there at my dad's because I saw whilst doing that full install, and that's all you'd need to replace the lower arm, and I replaced the entire lower arm because all it needed was a ball joint, and the lower arm's just as much as a ball joint, and it's just easier if you don't have a ball joint press or a hydraulic press. Anyway, I digress. What happened was that the subframe actually cracked, and because the subframe had cracked, I wanted to make sure I could weld it. My dad's got a welder. I left it there overnight, came back the following morning because I was running out of daylight. He was out at the time and I was freezing. So I left it there, came back the next morning, and that will be the next sort of vlog style video that you'll see on the channel, where I end up welding that particular section, or should I say my dad welds that particular section of the subframe for us. Really small section. It's just where the captive nut was on the rear bushing. It just started cracking round there, so rather, safe than sorry, get it done while it's on the axle stand, leave it there, get it done the next day, and we did sort it out today as it goes. But yeah, I hope you liked the how-to. If you found it useful, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.